When the 2020 iPad Pro was announced, a key add-on that had a lot of hype behind it was the Magic Keyboard. This keyboard is unique in that it rethinks how the iPad can function as a computer by adding a high-quality keyboard with backlit keys and a trackpad. I've been using this new case, dock, or whatever you want to call it, for the past 24 hours, and I have some thoughts. Let's start out with the keyboard design. Just some background, my dedicated laptop is a 2016 15-inch MacBook Pro with the older style keys. My previous iPad was the original 12-inch iPad with keyboard. The keys on this keyboard, to be honest, surpasses both by a lot. They feel way more sturdy, the clicks are satisfying, and the backlit keys are very helpful. They have an auto brightness feature that has been very accurate in most situations. The trackpad is also really nice, though on the smaller side vertically. What's cool about it though is that you can click anywhere on it, instead of just one specific area. Trackpad functionality is incredibly fluid with iOS, and stay tuned for a more in-depth video on that. One of the cool things about this device is that it has a USB-C port on the side of it. So when you're stationary at a desk or whenever you need power, you can plug it in from there, keeping your iPad's port completely free. One thing that I wish this port could do is data transfer. That would have been great and would have made it so much more versatile, but having it there is still nice as a charging port. As many of you have probably seen on Reddit and other blog posts, there is a lot of chatter about the viewing angle. I'm happy to report that the viewing angle on this keyboard is fantastic. No matter the situation, I never once felt that I needed the screen to go further back than it does. Of course, everyone has different preferences in viewing angle, and for me, I felt the angles were perfect. In my lap, it is also the sturdiest keyboard I have ever had on an iPad. And I've had iPads for over 10 years now. It's comfortable, and even though all that is holding the iPad are magnets, they are super strong that I never felt like the iPad would fall off. Now let's get more into the This keyboard dock is very heavy. I held my iPad with a keyboard on and my MacBook in the other hand, and it felt the same. Once you get over the weight though, it's really not as bad as it was the first time holding it. The benefits of having a really nice keyboard with trackpad and cool, sleek design more than justifies it for me. The other thing is the keyboard attracts dust like no other, so I found myself wiping it down on the backside pretty often. Now let's talk about tablet mode. This case does not work well for note-taking with the pencil. You are limited to the angles shown. So there are some workarounds though. You can just snap it off, which is super simple. I see myself using this keyboard more as a dock and if I need to use a keyboard, but otherwise I love the idea of using the iPad as its own and being able to snap it off so easily with some gentle force. If you don't feel comfortable lying it flat on a table without protection, you can lie it on the keyboard when it's closed, just like this. You can also flip it around like this, though it looks crazy and I probably won't be doing this in public. Overall, it's pretty clear what Apple is doing with the keyboard. It's giving it the tools to be a powerhouse laptop, but at the same time allowing you to still use it as a tablet by just snapping it off. I kind of see the keyboard as a professional and the iPad snapped off as personal. This emphasizes how the iPad is king of versatility that a normal MacBook or PC just doesn't have. By the way, this entire video was edited using the keyboard on the iPad Pro and the trackpad, and this voiceover was also recorded on the new studio quality mics of this 2020 iPad Pro. The editing software I used was LumaFusion. So that was my review of the Magic Keyboard. It is expensive, but it does transform the iPad big time and adds so much more possibilities. I'm excited to see what iOS 14 has in store. In my next video, I'll show you guys more in depth of the trackpad functionality with iOS, so make sure you are subscribed.